Hello everybody and welcome to Spoiler Warning featuring myself, Tom Colohue. Our headlines today is primarily Triple H starting afresh with Smackdown after certain championship changes, a new section for the tag division and more that will set the agenda for years to come. We are talking specifically about a planned new championship, rebuilds for 3 tag team divisions, Bray Wyatt and his future, the plans that were and now will not be for Alexa Bliss, and a push incoming for an exciting babyface who has just come up from NXT about a year ago this time. So plenty to talk about. As usual, we will be asking that you hit like as you join the show. That really helps us grow the channel. And I want to say a huge hello and a huge thank you to everyone who's already joined us. I can see Brad, Joe, Daz, Justin, Venom, Jaden, Joey, Carmelina, Marcel, Carlos, Spider-Boss, Moxie, Bailey, Stuart and Jordan already. So plenty of people already in and saying hi. Welcome everybody to the show. Our main story today is as regards the future of Smackdown and Roman Reigns. There are reports out there, originally from Fightful, that have been confirmed also by the Wrestling Observer, that there are plans for a brand new championship that will be unveiled tonight on SmackDown. Now, Fightful have reported this, but have not confirmed their own report. It has been confirmed by the Wrestling Observer since. Thank you very much, Peter, for being a member for 6 months now and for showing off in the chat. Welcome, mate. Thank you very kindly. So, with the plans being to unveil a new championship, this is a merger of the 2 championships. I spoke recently about the WWE championship being dropped whenever Roman would lose it. For 1,000 days, we're looking at something brand new, which in many ways unites the WWE and Universal Championships. Between the WWE and Universal Championships, it will be a new championship for Roman Reigns, but it will be a bitter-sweet moment. It also does mean the plans are continuing for combined tag team championships, though this, as always, will necessitate a separation of the Raw and SmackDown tag team championships. Triple H's plans include a brand new championship for Roman Reigns, also tag divisions in their entirety. That means men's and women's tag division for both Raw and for SmackDown as well. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler may make sporadic appearances on SmackDown, but we are unlikely to see them week in and week out. There is plenty more changes that he's making to SmackDown, but I'll go through them as we go through the show. Plenty of people to say hi to after all. So let's have a quick look at what people are saying and what people are asking. Plenty of questions about new championships, plenty of questions about what's going to happen during the celebration tonight. David Leary says, Vince will let Triple H make all these changes to SmackDown without interfering. I cannot speak for Vince McMahon, but these changes have been confirmed already by Triple H and by Vince. Vince McMahon may get involved tonight, but he's been getting involved with every show, so that would not surprise me. LFUK says, evening Tom. Dave Meltzer said there are plans to turn Roman superhero babyface. I certainly don't see that happening any time soon. Venom says, will this new title be getting rid of the current 2? Yes. Eric says, do you think Rikishi showed up tonight? No. Venom says, will we see Tommaso Ciampa back with Johnny next week? No. Joey says, what about the women's titles? Are they going to get rid of the branded women's belts? No. Sai says, evening Tom and all. Hope everyone's good. Welcome, Sai. And Aled says, what do you think we should expect from the celebration tonight? Mainly from the Usos. Not sure on this one. I'm yet to see a script. Spider-Boss says, when could we see Drew McIntyre back on TV? As soon as he agrees to go back on TV after his break has ended. So, plenty there. Plenty there. Thank you, Joe, for saying the show looks nice. It's my lemon shirt. People relatively new to the channel will not be aware of it, but it's one of my summer collection. Michael says, hi Tom, they're combining the WWE and the whole damn universe. They are indeed. Okay, just catching up. Venom says, any news on KO and Sammy tag titles being separated? I've just clarified on that one. John says, Tom, I hope you're feeling oozy. I'm an oozy guy, mate. I'm an oozy guy, as I know you are as well. Daniela says, good evening, Tom. Best place to be when news is around. Thank you kindly for that. Joey says, why did Vince make changes to Raw? Did he forget AJ Styles was drafted to SmackDown? No, he knew full well. He just decided to make those changes. He's made changes to every single show since WrestleMania. Most of them have been imperceptible. Hogan says, when you say brand new championship, do you simply mean brand new physical championship? Yes. The belt is new. And also the name of the championship is new. It's a completely new lineage, but it will be continuing the lineage of the Universal Championship, which is the one that is held for more than 1,000 days. The WWE Championship will be essentially retired here. Venom says, will he be doing a Smackdown watch party like I do every week? Will I be doing the show I do every week? Yeah, probably. Moxie says, Tom, do you see them keeping the Universal Championship history? Yes, I do. Noob says, hello, Tom. How are you doing today? Doing well. Thank you. Welcome. Carl says, and good day, Tom, and good day to you, sir. Thank you very much for the shout-out on your Raw watch party this week, or last week. I believe it was this week. Life moves at a very quick pace. Very quick pace indeed. I'll be continuing to recommend your work for the Raw watch-along for anyone who wants one. Venom. Daniela says, Johnny Gargano hasn't been on TV recently of the way. I hope they get back on TV soon. They will. Daz says, is Seth coming over for Money in the Bank, Tom? Yes. Christine says, do you know if NXT are going to tour outside of Florida, or are they just focused on staying in Florida at this moment? NXT is heading back to its position as a developmental-only brand. NXT, going forwards, is a developmental-only brand. If they are doing anything big as regards touring, it will be under the NXT Europe banner. Carl says, hit the thumbs up and help Tom out for free. Great way to support. And it really is. We have 72 people watching right now, 29 likes. If you get that up to, for example, 40 likes, you'll see an extra 20 or 30 people join this channel. You will. It is extremely rare to see less viewers than likes. Joey says, do you think Seth will defend the World Heavyweight title at Money in the Bank? Yes. He will, after all, be defending it on Monday Night Raw. He will be defending it at Money in the Bank. Personally, I'm leaning towards Finn Balor or another member of the Judgment Day. 23 Fresh says, when does CM Punk become a free agent? Well, currently he's under contract, so if he becomes a free agent, it'll be on his terms, and it'll be because AEW couldn't convince him to stay. So saying when kind of doesn't work. Alex says, did you see Seth Rollins has issued an open challenge for the world title on Monday? Who do you want to answer it? Probably Dominic. Spider-Boss says, what's next for Rhea Ripley on Raw? A new challenger. Mark says, is it Drew's idea not to turn up? No. Razar says, if they get rid of the WWE title, that ruins Cody's whole thing of winning the WWE title. His dad never did. Correct. As I said on Monday, the story will not be completed. The Cody Rhodes story has been abandoned. Joey says, do you think the DIY reunion won't happen with Vince being involved in creative? No, I don't think it'll happen because Triple H hasn't planned for it to happen. FDR says, hello every y'all. What's new with Colohue? And a nice shirt though. Thank you kindly. Appreciate that. Joe says, Tom, do you think Roman will be angry tonight after what happened at Night of Champions? No, I reckon Roman Reigns and the characters that we know will be completely forgiving. RS says, will the championship be revealed tonight? Those are the reports out there, and that is exactly what I'm hearing as well. Moxie says, Tom, I started watching you around 860 days ago, but who's counting? On a Final Fantasy VII stream, as I recall. Spider-Boss says, 9 years after the breakup of the Shield, and all members are on top of the wrestling industry. Foreman says, do you think Liv will be back in time for the Rumble? And if so, what are the chances she will win? Liv Morgan will be back in time for the Royal Rumble. She's an unlikely winner at this point in time. More on that shortly. Eric says, I don't exactly know what Eric is saying. Could you clarify that for me, please? 23 Fresh says, with Dark and Elevation being cancelled, have wrestlers requested their release from AEW? No, there has been no correlation between those. Daniela says, I'm so happy Ricochet's in the Money in the Bank ladder match. He deserves it. He's a fantastic star. I think, unfortunately, in many ways, he's occupying the Shelton Benjamin role, where he is there to do flips and get beat. 456 says, hello, Tom. Hello, chat. There should be a good SmackDown tonight. I am very excited for that. Mark is asking how my short's doing. The same, again, a couple of subs and a lot more views. Not sure what you're asking there, Mark. Could you clarify for me? Venom says, now that Mello has beaten Breakker again, do you think Breakker gets called up soon as there's nothing for him in NXT? There's plenty more for him to do in NXT. I don't really think he should. I do think it is high time that Bron Breakker got the call up. Several times already he's been offered a call up and unfortunately it's been cancelled, and it's been kind of awkward. So really, I just hope we get the moment that we're all kind of waiting for at this point, and we get to see Bron Breakker get called up and compete with someone like Gunter. Hello, Chungles, how are you? 23 Fresh says, how long will Corbin or Ali stay in NXT? Until their storyline is complete. Spider-Boss says, do you think Cody could win in Money in the Bank? Yes. Do I think he will? No. Moxie said, I'd love Brock to face Seth at SummerSlam and Seth to beat him. Aled says, do you think LA Knight will win tonight? Yes. Joey says, do you have any news on this rumoured Fiend return the creative wanted? No, because everything I'm hearing is that there are no plans for the Fiend to return. Bray Wyatt does not want the Fiend to return, and given that he has some element of creative control, he is trying to stop that. I have an update as regards Bray Wyatt. There is teasing of a Bray Wyatt return already starting. The writing team, and I say team, that is working with him have finally come up with something that everyone is happy with and everybody wants to go forward with. Bray Wyatt is believed to be not particularly happy, but willing to negotiate and willing to work to move forwards and see how they can bring him back. Alexa Bliss, as we know, has no intention of returning for the storyline. I did report several times over the last few weeks that Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss were actively being separated, but I'm going to basically talk about where we were since WrestleMania. After the Royal Rumble, there were no plans for Alexa Bliss in the WWE. She was looking to return in time for WrestleMania, but there were no plans put forward by Triple H. Triple H writing storylines for Alexa Bliss hasn't really been the most successful recently, and Alexa Bliss really is just wanting, or did just want, to get back to working with Bray Wyatt because she believed in his vision and his writing and his storylines. However, as we know, Alexa Bliss is pregnant. She has announced her pregnancy. After WrestleMania, the WWE basically said to Alexa Bliss, you're on an extended break. Go and take your time, have a rest. We'll revisit it after Night of Champions, when this refresh was going to be talked about. Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt, as we know, were not drafted. Their names were removed from the listing. The WWE is supposedly aware of the pregnancy before the draft took place. Plans for Alexa Bliss were going to include a brief feud with Bianca Belair, or at least a continuation of a feud that they've already had, and a heel persona going forwards. Alexa has essentially been replaced in this role by Asuka, who has taken the championship and will be moving on to other people that I'll discuss shortly. Eric says, "Are Rhodes get screwed over again?" Yes, because that's how you build a babyface. Mark says, "I was surprised to see Corbin and Ali went to NXT as free agents. Do you think they'll be there long?" They have not gone to NXT as free agents. They are purportedly free agents so that any brand can use them. They will eventually be going back to either Raw or SmackDown. Razar says, "Will Asuka defend the title at Money in the Bank?" Maybe. LF says, "If you're watching, hit the like button. Please remember to do so." As I did say, we had 73 viewers and 29 likes. Now we have 50 likes and 90 viewers. You can see the immediate correlation. The more likes we get, the more viewers we get, and potentially the more subscribers. That is how we grow as a channel. So I appreciate all of you who've already hit like, and all of you, all 2,445 of you who have subscribed over the last few years. Spiderboss says, "Do you think Mercedes money could be on Forbidden Door 2? I've spoken at length about plans for that, and you've been in the shows when that's happened." Keishan Kennedy says, "Is it true that Roman is getting a new championship belt? Those are the reports, and I can confirm that's been the discussion backstage." Hello Zane, how are you? Venom says, "Do you think the Usos will just fall in line?" No. Eric says, "Indy's injury, do you know how she's recovering?" As expected. Nubas, if I've heard the news that Alexa Bliss is pregnant. I've already mentioned it, and I have uploaded a short about it. Moxie says, "Tom, I remember your 12-hour stream in 2021. It was so fun. Do you ever see yourself doing it again?" I do, actually. I've been looking for essentially reasons to do so that will, launch a very long stream. Some form of charity stream, for example, but I'm not really big enough to make that much of an impact, and I don't honestly believe that there are many wrestling-based charities that you guys would be interested in donating to. So it's hard to really say at this point in time. But I am certainly considering it when I go back to the gaming side. My plan, as you guys know, is to launch a gaming side by 2024. It's just about having the time to do so. KJ says, "Who's this? Hello, Tom. Long time no see. Are you okay?" Doing well, thank you, mate. Welcome back. Nice to see you. Hope you're well as well. How you doing? Zane says, "Will you be buying AEW Fight Forever?" No, I also didn't buy 2K. Rizal says, "Braun Strowman posted about getting neck surgery. Didn't know he was injured. I did mention the injury in a short earlier this week." RF says, "Do you think Logan Paul will return?" Yes. He's under contract to WWE. He will be wrestling several matches a year. Joey says, "Are they giving Baron Corbin the Dolph Ziggler role?" Yes, they are. Ken says, who would you like to see return to WWE? Adam Cole Bebe? Venom says, where would Bray be? Raw or SmackDown? Whatever they decide to put him. Richard Martinez says, with Cody's story being abandoned, does that mean he's less likely to the one to dethrone Roman? Yes. Will it be someone like Solo? More likely, yes. 23 Fresh says, how would you improve NXT? Honestly, NXT is producing very good quality at the moment. I'm really enjoying it. When you say improve, it depends what you mean. You're not going to get much better wrestling quality. You're not going to get much better wrestling quality. You're just not going to. So it depends what you mean. Foreman says, for WrestleMania, what championship matches can you see happening by 2024 for WrestleMania 40? Solo Sikoa versus Roman Reigns and Gunter versus Cody. Gunter going in as a World Heavyweight Champion. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate that. Hogan says, retiring the WWE Championship today would certainly be a choice, especially since they'd be replacing the 60-year WWE title with a title that crowned its first champion in May. Yes. That is exactly correct. Spider-Boss says, the more Cody gets screwed, the more he looks like an underdog, and the more he gets over. Zane says, who do you want to win men's and women's Money in the Bank? Women's Money in the Bank I may be mentioning soon. Men's, I've said for a while, Damian Priest would be a really good show. Hogan says he's also 10 days from passing Punk's WWE title reign, since both titles are still independently active. I assume that was part of the reason as to why they didn't strip him of the WWE title. Seems so, yes, and I do expect that they will be calling that a win in their own way. Eddie says Tom will be Damian Priest because he answered Seth Rollins' open challenge. Cool. Bailey says this may be an upcoming story, but what are WWE's plans of Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano? They will be showing them the way. Spider-Boss says, I hope Roxanne Perez gets called up soon. There is nothing to do for her in NXT. That could be said about most people in NXT. Joey says, inaccurately, PWInsider reported Carlito was spotted in Orlando at the Performance Center. PWInsider have themselves come out and said they did not report this. Gotta follow things to the source, mate. Kennedy says LA Knight needs to win Money in the Bank. Might as well give up now, mate. Jack says, he's talking to Hogan. Will says, to be fair, you told us WWE were in talks to make new titles, and that was about 7 months ago. They were, yes. Triple H essentially came in and decided they needed new championships, but wanted to get over the line at WrestleMania first. Noob, I need more than I saw someone on Twitter post a picture. Give me a source, mate. Callie says, do you know how long Samoa Joe has in his contract? Nope. Alyssa says, Cody Rhodes deserves better. He won't get over if he becomes the chosen one. Spider-Boss says, could we see Bayley and Io Sky versus Ronda and Shayna for the women's tag team titles? We could. Alex says, Zero News said today, bad start, that The Rock has told Vince he'll face Roman at either Mania 40 or Mania 41. I don't trust Zero News, especially when it comes to The Rock. Joey, if you check their Twitter, they put it out there. Rizal wants Dominic to win Money in the Bank. I'm also down for that. Danny B-Side says, hello, Tam. Hello, Tam. Hello, Tom. Hope you're well. Doing very well, thank you, mate. Good to see you. Spider-Ball says, what's next for Austin Theory's USA title reign? I see him losing it to a not Seth Rollins. I see him losing it to an AJ Styles. Eric says, do you think they're keeping Braun in NXT because of Cora? No. Completely unrelated. Completely unrelated. There is only one more piece of news that I actually have to cover. This may be a bit of a short one, but to be fair, that's all right. And that is as regards a likely contender for Asuka, someone who will be competing for the Raw Women's Championship, though they are planning to, as I've said, neutralise the Raw and Smackdown branding. It's interesting, for example, seeing the reports coming out today that they are rebranding the championships, when on Monday I reported that they are rebranding the championships. There is a heavy push backstage right now for Asuka to hold the championship for a while and then defend it against and possibly lose it to Io Sky. Io Sky has been heated up in a feud with Bianca Belair. She performed admirably and she looks to be the face coming out of the breakdown that is going to happen to Damage Control. The original plan was for Bayley to turn face. This was changed by Vince McMahon to Io Sky immediately after WrestleMania. Io Sky seems will be turning heel, splitting from the Damage Control entirely, competing with Asuka and potentially winning the Raw Women's Championship. They are planning a big match between Io Sky and Asuka. Aled says, I'd like Shinsuke to win Money in the Bank. It would be fun. Would be a good shout. Shinsuke versus Seth could be a lot of fun. Joey says, was it Vince pushing for this rumoured Fiend return? I'm not aware of any planned Fiend return. There may be rumours, but I can't say Vince is pushing for it because I have heard nothing about it being a fact. Nothing at all. Venom says, do you think Johnny could get him Money in the Bank? Yes. Will he? No. Zane says, what is the most trusting source for wrestling news? That's entirely up to you. If you're paying attention to your wrestling sources, you should know who's trustworthy and who isn't. If you're not paying attention, then anyone's going to convince you of anything. Rick G says, what do you think will happen to the Usos tonight? I think Roman Reigns will be looking for revenge on Jimmy Uso, and Jey Uso will be looking to stop that from happening. Daniela says, what's happening with OC? AJ Styles has been on TV a lot, but Mia Yim and Anderson and Gallows haven't been around. Mia Yim has been around and looks set to be feuding shortly back on TV. That said, the OC in general are basically only travelling with AJ, so there are limited dates to Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows' contracts. Jack says there's no more space for anybody from Raw. Have there been 4 people announced for Money in the Bank from Raw? Spiderboss says, could we see Charlotte with another title? One day, yes. Kennedy says, Tom, I hope we get a Roman versus Gunter at WrestleMania next year. I'd like it, we're not going to. Venom says, do you think Raquel could win the women's title anytime soon? There are a lack of quality opponents once you go past Becky Lynch for Rhea Ripley, so it's not impossible. MBH says, hi Tom, hope you're well. Shame if the WWF/WWE title is being retired. I was hoping Cody would bring back the Winged Eagle belt. Ah well. As I said on Monday, there are no plans at current for a revisit between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Noob says Io Sky versus Asuka might be the number 2 women's match of the year for 2023. Aled says, does the Money in the Bank winner get to choose what world champion they cash in on? Yes. Brad says the mould for the Fiend mask was destroyed according to the maker of the mask himself. There are no plans for a return of the Fiend. I've mentioned that many times here, and I think I've proven myself when it comes to Bray Wyatt news. Eric says, did you watch Double or Nothing? Not in full, but I watched quite a bit of it. Vegeta says, I think Raquel dethrones Asuka. I personally think Io. Rizal says, I've noticed the Money in the Bank partisans have been reduced to 6 now. I did not realise that. FDR says, who do you think is winning the women's Money in the Bank briefcase and who do you want to win it? I avoided it earlier because I had a report coming. I think Io Sky might be a damn good shout. Bailey says, what kind of ratings does WWE main event draw? Poor ones. New says, we're definitely getting a Civil War storyline for the Bloodline. As in Avengers? Aled says there's only 6 in the match from the graphic showed on Monday. 2 from Raw have been decided. Then there is 1 more to decide. Spiderboss says, does USA Wrestling Media use Vince's name for clickbait? USA Wrestling Media is almost all clickbait, as you know. Sorry, just catching up. Joe says, Tom, when do you think we'll next see John Cena? SummerSlam. Steve says, hi Tom, just catching up now. Any new updates on US legalised betting on WWE matches? Nope, they've given up on it. 23 Fresh says, do you think AEW Collision will be a success? No. Vijay says, there can be 6 if there is 2 for each show. 2 for each show means there are 4. Like, am I missing something here? Spiderboss says, I think Charlotte will beat Asuka for the title once she returns. Of course you think that. Of course you think that. Ricky T says, who do you think Gunter loses his title to? Bron Break could be a damn good shout for me. Foreman says, the match I'd love to see is Rhea versus Liv at WrestleMania 40. Dark Society says, hey Tom, good evening. Did I miss anything? The news. But welcome to the show. Always sit back. There's quite a lot to start with, I'll tell you that. Kennedy, LA Knight does not need to win Money in the Bank. Wrestlers do not need to win one single match. They have entire careers to get over. And the reason that you're really behind him is because he's already over. So nobody needs to win anything. Joey says, is the women's tag team title staying or being scrapped? They are staying. 23 Fresh says, what is the point of main event? Tryout, mainly. Razar says, Cody's advertised for Smackdown tonight. Is it for a dark match? Yeah. Jungle says, regarding the Bray news from earlier, do you think we'll see him sooner rather than later? Yes. Sean says, hello Tom. Welcome, Sean. Zane says, will we see The Undertaker again in 2023? Yeah, he's not dead. Like, he still, like, exists. Venom says, are we still getting War Games at Survivor Series this year? So far, yes. Adam says, the reports about The Fiend returning accurate? No. Boomy says, LA Knight, any news? No, though he's likely to win tonight. Bailey says, Dragunov beating Gunter would be long-term storytelling. It's funny because so many people are convinced that he's going to be a member of Imperium. That certainly wouldn't be a good thing for him to beat Gunter if that's going to happen. Spider-Ball says, Rhea versus Beth Phoenix at SummerSlam would be nice. Dark Society says, any news on Baron Corbin to NXT? Briefly, he'll be going down, working with some of the younger talent, help them develop. As I said a while ago, there are no plans at the moment for Baron Corbin. They don't know what to do with him, so NXT it is. And Venom says, do you think Breakker would turn face again and dethrone Volta? I believe I've just said pretty much exactly that. That is all of the news that I had, and that is all of the questions that we have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it there. I realise obviously this is quite a short one, but I didn't have too much news today. Most of it was based around Smackdown and the changes that are coming there. I appreciate so many new people chatting, jumping in and saying hi. Mustafa, welcome mate, and joining the chat. It's been a spirited chat today. Thank you everyone, and by all means, pardon me, subscribe if you haven't already. But I will be back for our Smackdown watch party. I look forward to seeing all of you there. I've been Tom Colohue. You have been fantastic. I'll see you all very soon.